Shalom. Shalom and welcome. This is Man's Final Steps. It is a continuing series to those who would be among the ranks of the 144,000 in multitude. Yes, my brothers and sisters, we have come to the point of end times. Soon and very soon our Mashiach, our Messiah, will return. Today is February 16th. My name is Symmanayah, and this continues the series of Man's Final Steps. In this segment, it is entitled, Good Enough, Preconceived Notions. My brothers and sisters, as we move further into end times, there are critical things we must consider. The 144,000 mentioned in Revelation, who are these individuals and where are they now? Who will be among the great multitude that will come out of the great tribulation as mentioned in Scripture? What's the identity of the two witnesses mentioned in Revelation 11th chapter? Will there really be people gathered from the four corners of the earth, and if so, what's their identities? When will the great tribulation begin, or has it started already? What is my role in the scheme of all this that is unfolding regarding end-time prophecies? These and many, many more questions are being asked daily among those who desire to know what is about to come to be. This segment is entitled, Good Enough, Preconceived Notion. It is designed to stir your spirit and cause you to seek to discern what is brought before you with understanding. This segment is also an attempt to motivate each pursuer of righteousness to seek to discern what must be done to bring specific prophecies to pass. I ask each of you the question, who is good enough to bring you information regarding what must and will be done? I also pose the questions, what are your preconceived notions regarding living instructions from the Spirit of Yahusha or through one of his chosen leaders? Do you honestly believe Scripture fulfillment is based on your perception of who's good enough to deliver righteous orders and command? Do you really believe your interpretation of Scriptures and or teachings of others who produce and magnify preconceived notions will direct the Almighty Father Yahuah's plan as it unfolds? In other words, do you believe the preconceived notions of many false leaders and teachers will dictate how the plan of the Almighty Father will unfold? I strongly urge each and every one who hears this message to wake up and seek earnestly to discern and understand what is brought before you each day, each moment. There's a refining process that has begun regarding the 144,000 and the multitude who will come out of the great tribulation. Yes, you may just discover your true identity and purpose. Allow me to read the following, and I will return with more to say. The 144,000, 12,000 from each of the tribes of Yahusha, commonly known as Israel or Yisrael. I am compelled to believe I have been given a glimpse as to how these will be identified and brought together. I am compelled to believe that most will be surprised as to their chosen positions and identity regarding representation of one of the 12 tribes in or among the ranks of the great multitude that will come out of the great tribulation. Allow me to read one of the verses that I am referencing. Revelation 7:4. Revelation 7:4. And I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000, sealed out of all the tribes of the children of Yahusha. Again, I state, my brothers and sisters, I believe I have been given a glimpse of how this will come together. Time will tell and proof will come. Pray and seek to discern, for I do not believe I am alone in the vision of how this will come to be. Scriptures also reference a great crowd or multitude of which I have been referencing on many occasions. Revelation 7, 9, and 10 reads, After this I looked and saw a great crowd which no one was able to count, out of all nations, tribes, peoples, and tongues, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, dressed in white robes and palm branches in their hands. and crying out with a loud voice, saying, deliverance belongs to our Elohim who sits on the throne and to the Lamb. Dropping down to verse 13 and 14, and again I'm reading Revelation 7th chapter. Verse 13 and 14 reads, and one of the elders responded, saying to me, who are these dressed in white robes? Where did they come from? And I said to him, Master, you know. And he said to me, these are those coming out of the great distress. Some translations will say tribulation, having washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Yes, scriptures foretell of a great multitude who will come out of the great tribulation. Scriptures also foretell of two powerful prophets, two chosen individuals of the Most High, two without name mentioned in Revelation, two that is debated among many. There are many interpretations as to who these will be. They are commonly referred to among those who have studied scriptures as the two witnesses of Revelation. I am referencing Revelation 11, chapter 3rd verse. And I shall give unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days clad in sackcloth. Yes, it mentions them in Zechariah as well, and it tells more in the chapter 11, the 11th chapter of Revelation. But these two witnesses, as we await many proofs, soon and very soon, we will see the emergence of the two witnesses of Revelation. Their identities will no longer be a mystery. The debate over who these two individuals are will no longer exist. It will be laid to rest for those who are among the ranks of the children of obedience. Yes, there will be those who will probably deny their existence and their identities until the day they die. But this will not stop the fulfillment of what's to come. I am compelled to believe these will be the last two shepherds of Yahusha. I am further compelled to believe these two witnesses will be very instrumental in the gathering of Yahusha from the four corners of the earth, in the gathering of the multitude. You can either look at my words as worth examining, or you could, of course, take a position that I am not good enough to meet your preconceived notion. Either way, this does not and will not stop what is to come. You see, my brothers and sisters, although many of us may not be good enough, including me, yes, me, allow me to repeat these words, because some of you may have gotten my words twisted. You see, my brothers and sisters, although many of us may not be good enough, and I said, including me, yes, me, we do not control who the Almighty Father Yahuah, through his set-apart spirit, sent in Yahusha's name. We do not control who he chooses to use. We are instructed to obey. We have no control over who our Almighty Father Yahuah chooses. It would be wise for us to earnestly seek to discern and understand what we must do. Seek to discern and understand whom the Spirit of Yahusha shall direct to guide our steps. Most, if not all, preconceived notions will be laid to rest as proof unfold. Let us move right along. Who will be among the gathered from the four corners of the earth? Do you believe this prophecy has been fulfilled? And if so, will something like this happen again during these end times? I believe so. And I am referencing Isaiah 11:12, and he says, he shall raise a banner for the nations and gather the outcasts of Yahusha and assemble the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth. I am also making reference to Isaiah 43:5, 6, and 7. Do not fear, I am with you. I shall bring your seed from the east and gather you from the west. I shall say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth. All those who are called by my name, who I have created, formed, even made for my esteem. See, many people miss this one. 43:7. He said all those. He didn't say just the 144,000. He said all those who are called by his name, that he's created, formed, even made for his esteem. So I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, there will be the 144,000 and there will be the great multitude taken to a safe and appointed place as the tribulation comes with intensity, as end times, as the wrath of the Almighty Father unfold. Jeremiah 23:3 reads, Therefore I shall gather the remnant of my flock out of all the lands where I have driven them, and shall bring them back to their fold, and they shall bear an increase. Again, I ask you, if you believe that these prophecies have been fulfilled, will something like it happen again? I believe so. Allow me to ask a few more questions. Is it possible that during the beginnings of the flood, those who were left behind wandered and asked themselves as the rains came from the sky? Do you think there was questions where people say, how did Noah and his family get chosen to survive? While many probably knew of Noah's witness and relationship with the Most High Father Yahuah, I believe the questions did fly regarding individuals' preconceived notions, and whether or not they thought Noah was good enough. I am compelled also to believe when individuals were chosen to be sovereigns or kings, people questioned whether these anointed to be leaders were good enough. The bottom line, my brothers and sisters, these are indeed man's final steps. End times have begun. Famine, drought, pestilence, and disease are on the rise, and in their wake will come civil unrest, wars, chaos, violence, turmoil, and much more. We will see a rise in whirlwinds and storms, both natural and man-made. These are humbling times and represent a refining time for those who will be among the ranks of the children of obedience. The 144,000 and multitude. Yes, we are being refined, which most of us are unaware of our true identities. Regardless of what we think or who we think we are or who we think is good enough, or in spite of our preconceived notions, those who are chosen by the Spirit of Yahusha will come to demonstrate actions which line up with scriptures. There will be those among the children of obedience who will be able to discern and understand what must and will be done and provide the confirmation as to the movement of the Spirit of Yahusha in us, one towards another, and among the leaders of whom he has chosen. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, brace for the surprise of your life, for proof is over the horizon. Whatever or whoever we think is good enough, or whatever our preconceived notions are, we will come to be surprised in many ways. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, I strongly urge each and every listener to continue to seek to discern and understand and respond with a ready mind, body, and soul to what must and will be done regarding scripture fulfillment. Until next time, continue to stay tuned as this series, Man's Final Steps, moves forward. Shalom, shalom, shalom.